Hello, everybody. This is Danny Hime, and you were listening to Nerdy 30, a podcast where me and sometimes other people will sit around and talk about nerdy things. On today's episode, however, it will just be myself, so we're not going to have that lightning in a bottle normal sensation that you would typically get on one of these, since most of the time I actually like to record them with other people, but since I am by myself today, it's just going to be me. So one of the topics that I've always really wanted to delve into is the cosplay scene. That is definitely something that I got into for a long time. As I mentioned before, how I came up with my handle in the first place of Danny Hime was actually my cosplay identity, because when you're doing cosplay, it's one of those things of where you're okay being yourself, but you also want to be someone slightly different. So that was kind of like a means of being a shield until I actually was comfortable being myself. And I actually have to really thank the whole cosplay realm, because fun fact about myself, I was actually very, very shy for a very long time. It would honestly take me at least 3 days to come out of my shell and finally like kind of let people get to see the real me when I would first initially meet people. But when I would cosplay, it was very freeing because what people would see is the character that I'm portraying, not necessarily myself. I was also very uncomfortable in front of a camera. I didn't like having my picture being taken, or at least when I did, not that I didn't like having my picture taken, I was just very awkward and uncomfortable in my own skin and in my body. So actually, I took a couple modeling lessons that got me comfortable kind of posing and things like that in front of the camera. But the real thing that got me comfortable was when I would cosplay, and the cosplay photographers that I would encounter and meet, they're also very kind and nice, and they're just trying to, take pictures of different people, build up their portfolio, but then also from a cosplay standpoint, you're doing the same. And you kind of just get comfortable playing as someone else. So when you're taking that picture, it's not actually you, it's, such and such character, which was very freeing. I've actually taken a huge step back from cosplay in the last several years, but I am actually kind of itching to get back into it. It's definitely been a long time, and I'm kind of excited to explore doing cosplay again, because like I mentioned before, it's definitely been a minute. I think the last time I cosplayed as anything was, gosh, what was it? I'm very fond of the schoolgirl type of costumes that are available. So I think like one of my first costumes, I played Yuki Cross from Vampire Knight, because I didn't have enough money for a wig at the time, but I had enough money to buy like the costume and like different accessories, and I didn't know how to properly style a wig yet or even do my makeup. So I think most people that do cosplay will totally understand how you end up being your own costume and props person and your makeup artist. You get really, really good at doing your own makeup and styling wigs. Like my makeup game was freaking on point. My crafting, I was getting a little bit better, but I was a lot better at like different props and things like that. I actually made a Vegeta plushie myself. I don't have him anymore, unfortunately, but I do still recall how I did it, so at least I know I can make a new one if I so choose. But one of the ones I've really been wanting to do is Lena from the show or the series 86. For anyone that has ever seen it, you will completely agree that it is amazing. The music in it is phenomenal. It is truly chef's kiss. I think Sawano Hiroyuki does the soundtrack for it. It's, oh my god, amazing. And the late great Billy Kametz was also the lead character of Shin. He was amazing. Honestly, R.I.P. His voice, just transcendent. But yeah, so one of the things that I've really been wanting to do recently is actually get back into cosplay, and one of the characters I'd like to be able to lean into happens to be Lena, as well as potentially Hinata from Naruto. I've wanted to do her for a long time, but for a while I just kind of put the whole cosplay thing on the back burner. I decided to just not have anything to do with it, because sometimes the cosplay scene can seem a little bit toxic or competitive, and you kind of start losing track of what makes cosplay fun in the first place. For me, it's one of those of where, yeah, I want to look cool and I want awesome pictures as well, but at the end of the day, you kind of just want to be able to enjoy time with your friends, playing dress up and make believe and pretend. So that's something that I'm looking forward to getting back into. But I will probably do something relating to the Dickens Fair first, just because that's, again, one that I've always wanted to do. But it's also something that I have enough time leading up to get the different things necessary to be able to make that particular costume work, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. One of these days, I'm hoping to actually have more people to talk to about cosplay and things like that and their experiences on the podcast. Like I said, again, this one's just sort of like a little solo venture, tag teaming off of the intro episode that we did prior. So yeah, definitely something that I will revisit in the future. But until then, this has been Nerdy 30, and I have been Danny Hime. Hope you have enjoyed, and look forward to future episodes. I'm looking forward to them. I think it's going to be a lot more fun when there's more people aside from just you sitting around listening to just me speaking about stuff. But I digress. Hope you have a good day. Chat later.